someone like Juicy that is going to be on your face, you need a very strong strongholder.
Yeah, you absolutely.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go, let's go. Ini dia yang kita tunggu. RRQ akan melawan Wolv. Oke. Tuan Prigesen 12-0 RRQ 75. Oh salah guys, 3 orang.
Picking, I'm going to get him to get something wrong.
Hold on, Sideshow's looking a little different on this graphic. Who's the guy to the right of paper thin?
I don't see. Oh, there we go. There we go. I mean, Rob Moore, notorious for going 0-0 in our predictions.
Sentinel CEO sneaking his way onto this graphic. He has been talking an inordinate amount of trash about predictions on Twitter. So.
You win the same as him, though. So, you know, there must be something that you guys know that we don't.
Yeah, I suppose so. Well, I was basing off of Achilleo, so I just made my preds and I was like, I hope it's the same as Seth.
I guess
next time I'm just going to say whatever Achilleo says.
Yeah, you are the Rob Moore of this desk, maybe. I hope you're okay with me saying that. I mean, it depends how you want to take it.
Tell me.
Yeah, do you take it as a compliment?
Sure, yeah. I mean, he's a successful guy. I like Sen as an org. All my interactions with him have been nice. I'll take it.
They don't call me Yinstigator for no reason. That is, we're going to have more as the day goes on. But today, we bring you guys a battle of newcomers followed by a clash of legends. 4 teams begin their playoffs run, and it's anyone's game. Toronto, I hope you are ready, because day 7 of Masters Toronto starts right now.
Viva RRQ. Lama sekali ya. Tun, 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 tun. Ini kali ya.
RRQ versus Wolv.
Pacific is the only region with 3 teams at playoffs, and we haven't even seen their #1 seed yet. Wolves have done really well to get this far, but today it's going to be a very difficult task.
For Wolves, anything past here is going to be history made by them. They could be so proud already of fighting their way out of the Swiss stage.
Both these teams coming into this one are going to be
Ascent Xbox Lotus. Bisa sini. RRQ defense di Ascent, Xbox-nya Wolv yang defense. Terakhir pun kalau misalnya itu sama ada Lotus RRQ better lah daripada di awal-awal.
the time they played it in the Swiss stage. I think the defensive utility, the variety of setups you can have is just so strong with that deadlock cipher. But for the side of RRQ, they do have a lot of choices. You could pivot to a double initiator look. You could pivot to a double senti look as well. There's a lot of options, and that does mean that for Wolves, you have no idea what you're going into towards the agent select here.
Yeah, on the focus of Tejo as well, of course, they don't just have that one person playing Tejo all the way through stage one.
Yeah.
On this map of Ascent, Crazy Guy is the person we're looking at if he were to flex off of it. Like you said, the Sova is a real option, the Fade is a real option. And I think this is going to be hard. The side of Wolves and Fade to prepare against.
The good thing is that going into Ascent, it is a map that Wolves have shown already they can expect that double Sentinels. I will say that having all the setups, everything that can change with the deadlock, I think is going to be a challenge. But they had all the extra time in the world.
I will say, I think if you're a tail meta team, Ascent is going to be one of the harder maps to pivot out of. If you look at something like Split or Lotus, it's really easy to just like one-for-one a Fade into your comp, and it works perfectly fine. I would expect maybe a little bit of a bigger change coming into something like Ascent, but with the map changes, with the agent changes, you do have a lot of choice. So just super interested to see what RRQ's read is.
Would you be down for a double duelist?
No.
No? Okay, why?
I feel like double senti comps indexing into defensive side is way better generally on this map, in my opinion, because it's already such a defensive-sided map. You want to be maximizing rounds you can win there, which is why I love these double senti looks.
I mean, they also have the option to just go back to the box standard stuff that you can
Jet Sofa, KO, Cypher, Omen. Sementara Wolves yang bawa Agent, Cypher, Deadlock, Sofa, Yoru, dan Omen. Bisa nih, bisa nih.
The casters are ready because they have been a part of some of the biggest moments here in Master Toronto. I am confident they're about to deliver one more banger on the mic for one final match. It's Uber and Wyatt.
Thank you, Yinsu. Couldn't ask for much more than this, folks. The wait is over. Finally, we see our #1 seed from the Pacific region take to the stage, led by superstar Jemkin. This guy really just needs to show us what he's done online to cement himself as, I don't know, a top 3 player right now.
One of the most hyped up debuts we have ever had. Was the leader in every statistical category throughout Pacific
ACS,
Stage
KD,
1.
ADR, KPR, first kills, you name it.
All of it. Up against a Wolves team that were written off before this tournament had even began. Defied community expectations. In Juicy's words, defied their own expectations. Sufat saying that he fears nothing, not even elimination. They've made it this far. And now how far can they even push it from here?
And we talked about how Juicy ascended with that bleed team. It was against Jemkin's Scars team back in 2023. Crazy Guy was on that roster with Juicy. And of course, Juicy was too young to play at the top level. And Crazy Guy had to find his own way back through challenges as well. And they meet here for the first time since that fateful match.
Now we are seeing Wolves with the same composition that they had a lot of success with against Billy, blowing them out 13-5. Starting on the attack side where, despite running double Senti, that was where they were racking up the majority of the rounds. They went on a serious run.
RRQ having 67% attack side win rate on Ascent. It's crazy to me that Wolves have picked this map against them. Utter confidence from them. Jemkin, not the way he was looking to start on the international stage. Sufat's arguably more acclimated. And confidently, he's taken that mid-control.
Pop flash from Juicy. It's a site anchored by multiple players.
Spike down A.
Talk about stopping power. Crazy Guy hits him like a Mack truck. Why are you going to start to inch forward now? It's over you two to try and light the side, but Monget springs out there from Jen. Why are you able to deliver? Allows Juicy to move right on up. Clear that dart. YU was revealed. Shot dart could account for him here, and bam! That's a connection from Cushy. Drops down for a second. The Wolves will get the start they hope for on the attack side. Oh, buddy.
Already feeling excited. This Wolves team have been energetic. So they want to keep that underdog mentality that has gotten them this far. Continue to play loose, confident, and just having fun. It looks like they've been enjoying themselves this whole time. Sufa has been out of his seat constantly. Frankly, individually, has been one of the players stepping up the most too, while being the IGL.
He's issuing a challenge specifically to Jemkin there. And that encounter favored Wolves in mid. This is a change for RRQ. In the past, we've obviously seen him with the Yoru compositions here. It's definitely Jemkin's most fearsome agent, but no slouch on the Jet either.
This is the first time that we're seeing RRQ forced to stray away from the Taeho meta. In the run that they were on in Pacific, they were simply the best team with that Taeho meta style. They weren't reinventing the wheel, they were just the best with the current best agents. Forced to pivot away now, obviously, like the other teams who were very reliant on it. G2, Sen, for example. We'll see if they can have that same prowess as a team, as a unit. Now going back to the vintage comp, the Ascent Classic.
RRQ, they spent some util early to get Xfero set up in mid, but he will be cleared by that Aldro now. Contact from B main. Xfero has to touch here in logs. Unaffected as well by that, oh crap, net, but YU's able to deal with him. Even through that Cyber Cage, and on to the site we go. Switch room taking control. Now that push-up Speedway is going to reveal Jemkin tucked in the corner. Hang about. Okay, something's brewing. Spring able to deal with Monjet, and it's on Crazy Guy. Nothing but a classic fragment. And has himself a flash to work with, but Spring has the better weapon. A little shaky there for Wolves, but they do complete the anti-eco.
RRQ will definitely be content with the damage that they were able to deal there off that gamble stack towards the B side. Unfortunately, no real hope for Crazy Guy at the end. Can't get anywhere to recover a rifle, just a classic pushing in versus the two. A little unfortunate for him.
Down B.
Players on site.
Enemy remaining.
Fine job dealing some damage, keeping this bonus round buy for Wolves a bit lower than intended.
Here come RRQ now with their first buy of the series. Revealed briefly as they try and make their way up to Cubby.
Recon sent out just to clear back wine.
There's an encounter brewing here. Jemkin and Juicy! Oh, buddy, that is clean as a whistle.
And it's moments like that to give you an idea as to how Jemkin was able to rack up 137 first kills, far and away the leader in that category.
Yep, number two in first kills in Pacific was 85.
Why you though? Crucial kill on the opposite side of the map, gets the neural theft off as well. They may just want to accelerate into this site. It's only Xfero to anchor in the back. They can overwhelm him with numbers.
He's in an awkward spot, caught in the ground, man, and just pulling it off him. Clearly not ready for that burst of pace from Wolves. That's going to crack the B side open. Monyet forced off to the right. Spring tries to hold him in place. Paranoia comes in.
Spring not going to overplay his hand either, just stay alive, be a presence in market that will eventually need to be dealt with. Jemkin wants to do just that, isolate this door, it's tucked in the corner, shot in the back!
Massively exposed, and where was the trade? RRQ went set up there over towards defense side, spawned adequately. And Jemkin shows his back to why he was more than happy to capitalize. He's at 8-2 after 3 rounds.
Those post-plant repositions from Wolves were simply lovely. I love that Spring, despite not being able to collect that initial kill towards spawn, does just back off, be a nuisance that needed to be dealt with, and then YU is able to get up on lane, use him as a piece of bait to just get that free kill in the side, and then the swings come from stairs, those retaking players overwhelmed, bonus round converted.
Our narrative for this Wolves team coming into this event was one of volatility, one of unexpected play. John QT in a press conference says after all the Chinese team Sentinels played, Wolves were by far the most structured and disciplined that they'd encountered.
And that statement really does justice to the improvements that Wolves have made since we last saw them on a run to qualifying for the event, coming in as that 3rd seed. Slowing things down now on this anti-eco. YU would love to take some B-main control again. Camera broken. Continuing to apply a bit of pressure. So Gate Crash going all the way up towards mid and a dark cover towards market. So Wolves, you can see that they're trying to feign some presence toward mid and it's drawing rotates away from RRQ. They're now getting into this site completely for free. Monyet was somewhat positioned to try and maybe go for a kill, but now forced onto the retake. Bad weapons are RRQ.
It's easy to force those over rotates on rounds like this, Wyatt, where the defenders are desperate to try and set up a favorable stack. Doesn't take too much to tempt them to move across the map. Wolves, again, an excellent job in the early rounds. We've seen this over their games so far of clearing that util, the push and pull, trying to outmaneuver the defenders. RRQ have gotten into the side at least. Pushing in that Gen direction now. Jemkin already out of the picture, and Juicy from hell is going to emerge like Cerberus. That will be cleaned up pretty comfortably. 4 rounds to the favor of Wolves here. Are actually yet to show us anything really worth hanging your hat on.
I feel like so far you can't help but draw a comparison to the match that we saw yesterday with the XLG debut. Missing out on being able to play in the Swiss stage, getting multiple games of practice in. Wolves heating up throughout, the players getting comfortable on the stage, getting their confidence on the stage. And you have this debuting team with massive expectations coming in as the 1st seed from their region, fresh to...
Gini guys, harus tembak dia. Mereka menyesal berkali guys, gak mau langsung gitu coy. Kasih arahan yang benar, Wolv. Kasih arahan yang benar. Let's go, coach.
Before you touch down, as opposed to having to take the risk of maybe you're not ready, maybe you have the wrong take on the game, or maybe you're just not, you know, in form on that day and ends up losing your entire tournament. RRQ had that time to prepare, to watch. And yet being in the game is a different thing entirely. Wolves are hitting them quicker than they can react.
Wolves speaking too about wanting to up the tempo, the pace as the tournament has gone on. Now, out of this timeout though, for RRQ, I was hoping to see them pick up an operator. That's Jemkin, the Jet, with that weapon in his hands, taking a peek from Catwalk, wants to aim down tiles, where perhaps YU would give him an opportunity. But on these rounds, Cypher's been more content just trying to work B main solo.
Stop, no pick that, see guys.
Spring is entrenched here in this wide position. Whereas the rest of Wolves are maybe going to rattle the cage here at B. Hoping for a push-up from the defenders, but RRQ have not conditioned that behavior yet.
Wolves do have any intention here of going towards mid. Oh wow, engagement on. Yeah, just isolate Spring.
There was a 0 point that revealed the Omen stuck in the corner. There was no escape through, no paranoia either.
It's a critical first kill. RRQ weren't able to convert on the last round where they had a first kill. Well, they're going to need to do it here with this maxed out investment they have into the round.
Juicy sees it all here on the B side, opts to stick it and fight inside of it because he wants to push up and get the drop on him. And eventually the double face from RRQ will derail things. A second, Langsung picked up, Jemkin's off, finally starts to sing. And here's the RRQ we've all been told about.
Wolves getting very disconnected on that B side, execute, and lacking Spring. The players from RRQ just take easy engagements, swinging from spawn together. There's no dark cover for that obvious angle. So Juicy is just relegated to fighting an incredibly difficult 1 versus 2 on site while the rest of the players are bogged down in the choke. Really would have required some serious heroics from Juicy to be able to pull that out.
I must wait a moment.
Better look there for RRQ, get the full buy they were hoping for, and they employ it effectively. Crazy Guy's been doing that, early thrusts onto Catwalk with a classic in his hands.
Cover going out.
On this round, Jemkin has opted to post up with this operator towards A main, has an idea that there could be someone going for the jump up, just the angle! Timing is brutal.
Spring in these early encounters has been so impactful against the star player of the opponent. He had seconds number on that split game as well.
Listen, Monget has serious confidence. RRQ have taken full control of B main with 2 players. Wolves want to get into the site now, lacking the smokes, taking the opportunities they can. Swoop back, getting pressure.
That dangerous. Oh, we got it. One. Can't be upset about that. Lysol, though, this is a little belated. RRQ hear that Annihilation coming. They basically clear the area. There's a catch on Kushi. That would be quite something. He does show himself. Monget, though, has his line. Juicy swings into more players than he expects, and this Crazy Guy ready to lock it down on the B side.
Respect to Monget for the confidence of taking that fight in B main to trade out for Jemkin, who did get a little bit unlucky, but was exposing himself to multiple angles, so taking some amount of risk there. But then RRQ, the really pivotal moment for me, the great decision was to get both of their B anchors into B main, recognizing the split was coming through, so they want to isolate a fight in main. They're able to do so, find the kill there. By the time the split is actually coming in, they could have just escaped, go play around the spike. That was really well done. Wolves, economy cracked, and now on the eco. Opportunity for RQ to build their own. And multiple players are already at that 5K mark.
Once again, it's that same wander up Catwalk by Juicy. But he might look to ask for more! That's unfortunate, Crazy Guy. Pockets the only an inopportune moment, but Koshi doubles down. That is ferocious. From spawn, Hunter's Fury yields 2 kills. And RRQ have absolutely stabilized this round after losing Crazy Guy early.
One enemy remaining.
Absolutely stunning. Oh, last 2 players inevitably going to get cleaned up here. Spring stuck in main. That was a pretty sick util combo from Wolves to get the initial kill on Crazy Guy. And Kushi recovers it with a beautiful Hunter's Fury. There's that GravNet pop flash with the Yoru. It was pretty cool, but ultimately all for naught. No significant economic damage done to RRQ here.
30 seconds left.
That 0-point timing for Crazy Guy is going to be pretty important. Worried about facing down at Util. Spring gets a little bit more than we all bargained for there. But it's still a third round in a row for RRQ. They have been awoken.
Spring will take it. I will say, obviously what we've seen from Spring so far in this tournament, incredible aim, willingness to take a ton of duels. But we've had a couple situations now where his play towards B main has overextended himself and he's left his team without smokes when they're going for these executes. It's been awkward. That's happened on 2 buy rounds now where Monyet is just feeling that equal level of confidence to engage with him. So I'm going to need Spring to pick his spots, be less susceptible to an early death when he's supposed to be inserted in main, just control that area of the map.
Emang boleh langsung ambil tembak gitu, Wolv? Emang boleh langsung ambil tembak gitu, Wolv? Nggak boleh lah. Tunggu kita leading dulu, coy, baru Anda tembak.
Mid has been switching things up round by round, but the dark cover will not allow him to get any free shots as Wolves want to silently work their way forward. Drone's going to be used just in case he is posted up by mid. Obviously, we know is the case.
Jemkin spotted here. It's a little bit difficult to play into that Al drone. He does allow himself to get pinged out. This will give some of that mid space now over to Wolves, and they choose to canvas it with this deadlock Util unless there's a push in their direction.
So we're going to bring one sonic sensor back, and the deadlock will thrive with the utility after you've taken the site, get the spike down. You really don't want to allow Wolves to set up for a post plant. It gets so frustrating to get back in.
The barrier mesh is so
break
powerful.
Break that barrier mesh, the delay that causes. You don't want to run into the sonic sensors in chaotic moments trying to get back in.
Back soon.
There was a 0-point timing there from RRQ to B main and sees nothing.
Here.
Of course, the spawning is going to have to be smoked off. Likely Jemkin is there, and he is split coming into sight. Monyet is fully committed right now on the stairs. Juicy wants to take the action to him.
Minus Fury time now. Fat's going to let that one rip, but there's actually no one on the B side itself. All of RRQ are basically playing off of it in their entirety, and Crazy Guy got brought down.
Toss to Res Monyet, who teleported away to safety, is actually able to bring Crazy Guy back up. 12 seconds. Spike needs to be planted right now. Still isn't being tapped finally from Sufat. RQ ready to go for this man advantage. Retake pop flash over the top. Jemkin has the Blade Storm out. Ready to get active, ready to create space.
Gonna go on with the Al drone as well. That sees nothing on Speedway. Jemkin needs to deal with these entrenched anchor players. But Juicy handles him. Monyet's starting to make some progress here, but Xferro and Crazy Guy are dealt with on the B side. Now it's just a Speedway presence for RRQ. Monyet and Kuti, the 3, and they are cut down mercilessly. RRQ are the ones with a 67% attack side win rate on this map. They're the ones that flip the map, but Wolves are showing they can do it just as well.
YU coming up really juicy. That initial kill, this peak right there from Jemkin. He had the crosshair placed where it needed to be. The reaction from one of the best duelists we've had performing in this tournament so far in Juicy was way too sick. Plays up a couple more after the fact. Wolves out of the timeout, get the round win. That is something we've seen many times when Coach Fade gets in the mix.
Good call from Monyet there to make the TP up. Revealed inside that GravNet, it would have been curtains for him quickly. Jemkin needs this. Good start for the team, and YU's head is gripped clean off.
Certainly has no lack of confidence, Jemkin, even after the disaster of last round on the retake. He will not slow down. He's not going to ease up. Wolves now on the pivot towards B main. Kasih has been playing very close on a lot of these rounds. He is jiggle peeking, does get the info. Drone, tag onto Sufa.
He'll walk it away. On the 1 minute mark of the round, Jemkin still sat here in Covey.
Sufa droning up mid, hoping that that will draw some attention, get some information if someone is pushed down. Not the case. Dimensional drift and another 4 versus 5. We've seen this story before. It didn't work out on the prior. Kasih committing to the side, tripwire. Dangerously close.
Oh, buddy, they know he's coming. Grabbing that, yeah, sure, gets used over towards Boathouse, but RRQ can recover.
30 seconds
There's
left.
a TP forward. You saw that from Spring, right at the edge of that smoke. Watched by 2, but his wrap angle is not covered adequately by Kasih. Xfero has to deal with it himself. Here comes a second wave now of retakers. Still no plan.
Monyet does have a paranoia to get back in. That's a significant piece of utility for RRQ. Both dark covers used.
Melek. Oh no.
Wants to get in here. Exchanges, gets the rifle, throws the op to Mondet.
Paranoia, Spring sees it coming and still can't stop Crazy Guy. Too fat. No, Crazy Guy is low.
Aduh, Melek guys.
And honestly, this scoreline is a disastrous tale for RRQ. On Ascent defense. Reminiscent of their same struggles against Genji on this very map. Jemkin is cut down to 5 in the first encounter.
Kasih even down to 28 off the spam. I'm sure Jemkin would love to throw that rifle over to a healthier player on the squad. B-main control going to be acquired from Wolves on account of this drone. They want to push towards A as well. Monyet has been a menace in this area of the map. He's gotten some crucial kills, but with just the classic, you can't expect him to do that.
This could be ugly. Our drone re-clear of B main. Seems to allow Jemkin to post up a bit further forward and ask for more. Sufat eventually pinged out there, so does not want to linger.
Seeing the Sova there, though, will certainly keep RRQ's attention towards B main, but now the execute is coming through. A barrier mesh recon going over the top. It's just close up. Great line dealt with by Kasih.
And even the side, safe to say, Wolves have again achieved their objective. Very structured in the early to mid round. Clearing that util, working the map. See, Sufat never overextended on the B side, and now he can assist with a late flank. And it's unlikely rather that he will be needed. Kasih was brought to 28 health by the spam at the start of the round, and he has seen no action since.
Wolves have been able to really frequently cycle back into these ultimates. Sufat, one away from the Hunter's Fury. Lysor on the verge of that annihilation as well. We get to the second last round of the half. Again, it is just, it's careful, it's patient from Wolves. They work the map, keep attention on B. Eventually, when someone pushes out of main, Sufat is still covering that angle, finds a free isolated kill. The team are able to get into a very lightly held A site. This is excellent stuff from Wolves. And it is very reminiscent of their attack side against Billy with this comp. They found so much success there. And we started feeling a little bit worried on the side swap because they didn't actually really pop off on defense where you expect them to when they have Deadlock, Cypher, Yoru, and we're getting an off online. It's where this comp thrives.
One enemy remaining.
And as our RRQ team are struggling to deal with the pace of Wolves, Wolves are not splitting the map, they're not splitting these sites, they're actually just pushing straight through B main or A main, as was the case there. It's hard for them to get early action, the defenders, or catch any crosses.
We've We've seen Spring play this angle before.
That didn't work last time.
Jemkin Mon. Looks like they want to clear. One-way cage being popped. B-main controlled by Wolves. There's the annihilation for Lysor.
Tapi susah MP juga sih.
Again, we know Wolves like to make use of all of that round time, and Spring is rewarded for his patience. Monyet just trundles up to check that A main.
Si Juicy-nya.
He's not ready for the angle. We probably won't see it again, but this time it works.
He's taken timings in main before, and they worked out,
Nanti
but
kita suruh ini.
haphazard in that
mainkan
situation to just
si Sandy
extend
Wolves.
himself in there. Spring in a cheeky off angle. The site is absolutely free for the taking. Here come Wolves. Annihilation pop, just in case someone is there, they would at the very least be on the run. YU can
Dapat
be
tuh.
caught.
Kiri.
He is well tucked. Xfero's knocking. Oh, finesse! He had the knife in his hands! Oh, Jemkin at least
30 seconds.
can get involved.
Spike.
But RRQ are down to 3 now. Need to work their way in from upper. It's a fragment and then it's a grab there. Cushy caught in place.
Do they dare go for this 3-4? Look at the state of their economy. Suvat still with a Hunter's Fury. He got that up from planting the spike. Really in a great position to use it, however. Spam on the crazy guy. Cushy weak as well.
He's in on the side. Lysor leads.
Save.
Nice recon bolt there from Cushy. But they are going to walk away here. 3-gun savers. The risk is far too great this late in the half.
Time has completely dwindled. They're just simply relying on the final round of this half to get to only 4 on Ascent defense. They have ultimates to contend with here. Real danger of a one-sided blowout half for Wolves.
Is that my boy Lysor on his feet?
Oh, Lysor can't wait to just stand up and look at the other team.
Is that guy at the end of
No arm movement, just simply standing up.
It's like the guy at the end of the flight who knows he's not getting out of the plane for a while but wants to stand up in the aisle still. Like, oh, I gotta stretch my legs, sorry. I hate that guy.
RQ investing everything they can. They've got Guardian for Xfero. Wolves have done such a great job working the map, exploiting some over pushes from RQ to get info. Jemkin wants to fight this in main. He has Monya with him. Grabnet comes down. Paranoia should get some big value.
Almost punished for that timing, but Jenkins positioned forward in wide. And then he dives on the attackers.
Itu dia.
So you've had at least able to punish him for it, but I mean, 3 kills. It's more than enough for RRQ to relieve the pressure of this round 12 that could have set them to 3-9.
That time just giving Mon yet a friend to help him in A main. A very simple trap setup, but incredibly effective as the Paranoia catches multiple players, isolates a second duel. When that re-swing comes in from Spring. Now listen, if there were a couple players that I would trust to maybe come up in a clutch here, it would definitely be Sufat and YU right now. It's not out of the question. It's going to be incredibly difficult.
Suvat's definitely lost the element of surprise here and been revealed by that neural theft. Known to RRQ as lingering near A main.
30 seconds left.
Instead he'll try and find yet another opportunity. There's obviously neural theft here for YU. Should there be an appropriate corpse?
Recon goes into market, but won't really help. There's still a triple mid. Xfero.
Spike down A.
He knew what was afoot. He knew what was coming.
And there's just no time left for Sufat. Pinged out as well. 12 seconds. This round is absolutely done. So
10 seconds
RRQ, at the very least, managed to get themselves to 4 before we move on to the second half. But this was all about Wolves. Sufat with that phenomenal clutch.
Switching
Juicy
sides.
finding the moments as well. Everybody was really getting involved there. Excellent start for the team that always remained the underdog.
Farming aura, farming kills. Can they find themselves in a winning position on Ascent? It's a great start for Wolves. We'll be back with more from our first map of the series right after this.
Gak iya sih ini. 48 bahaya coy. Nanti mereka attack-nya kayak mana coy? Wolf-nya bawa 2 sentinel bro. Mhm. Nah nanti entengnya ini bahaya guys. Susah coy, 2 set jaga sentinel sama Wolvnya.
Find some success there, but not enough to give them more than 4 defense side rounds, Wyatt.
We'll see if Jemkin can pick things up in regard to the cash to damage ratio on this attack side. Was investing in the operator a lot, occasional value, but not enough to completely justify the investment that they were making into it over and over for a period of time. Let's see if RRQ can start off hot on this attack side, get things rolling.
A 67% attack round win rate for RRQ in Pacific. They really flipped the map out there. It's bizarre to watch, but a ton of fun. But are they warmed up? Missing the group stage. They do look a little bit shaky. Their stars are not firing outside of a couple of isolated occasions in the first half.
Now you're getting the information on main. Hit about to come in from RRQ. There's the dash in from Jemkin. Wants to get to switch. Door going to be closed. YU wins the first engagement.
YU's been on a heater this game. There's no other way to put it. And he's going to continue, apparently. Crazy guy hit right between the eyes.
Nice.
Monya easily is able to handle the Cypher. Cushy gives it a tap, but no stick. This is going to buy time for Lysor to group up here with Spring.
Lysor does have a grab net thrown out, but no connection. Monya on such low HP. At some point, they're going to have to get this spike down. Wolves are just going to bide their time until that moment actually comes in. No reason to rush.
Shock dart. Okay, Recon has just come back up for
30
Cushy.
seconds
That's
left.
probably the timing that they were waiting on. He's going to come up and attempt to plant. Lysor, Monya. Oh, he gets off the line. Oh, that hurts. Monya did too much to look at, and he'll be overwhelmed. Lysor. Lightning rod for criticism. Has his team behind him. Self-belief pumping. We got 3 players out of 6.
They're all on their feet.
We
They're
could
all
have just
feeling
gone
good.
standing desks and saved on budget, honestly.
YU was a crucial first blood engagement against Jemkin.
Spike planted.
The rest of the team try to swing it together. Yeah, it does get down to this 2 versus 2 because somehow a very low HP Mon yet even things up with the trades, but it's just not enough. It left those last 2 players on such low health.
And it was the timing of Monyet just looking away off the direction of Speedway. Really just fate that dictated that, but man, that really hurts them there. And there's a sense of destiny about Wolves here to take a round like that. And they are going to continue this momentum they built in that first half. Defense side pistol 1. RRQ need to come up with something soon.
Can't imagine it's going to be on this round. It's just 5 classics. And again, I can't help but feel like we need to just harken back to yesterday with XLG making their debut in this same situation. Not playing hot with it coming into the game. Juicy tapping everybody down.
Will it blend? RRQ edition? The answer is yes. Crazy Guy straight into Spring's line of sight. Or rather Cushy. Crazy Guy himself now will have to try and salvage here, and really, this is one of those situations with an astronomically low percent chance of success. Cypher util up the wazoo here on this B site. Crazy guy who had to spend a lot of time in Tier 2 to sort of prove himself, but crazily experienced player.
He's been competing in TAC FPS games for over 10 years at this point. I remember him debuting as a Phenom substitute AWPer at a DreamHack tournament way back in 2015. Has had a redemption arc as of the last couple years. Qualified with Bleed.
Against
Juicing
Jemkin.
on that team against Jemkin. This game is pretty story-rich. The histories between these players, and then had those struggles with Bleed in that debut season in Pacific. Had to go back to Challengers, work his way back into the VCT, joins up with RRQ, and that's when his team has gone on a run. Their best placement historically had been a 5th, 6th, and then they win. They come in first. They beat Gen G and PaperX to do so. It's been an insane run for them, but now it's just a matter of holding their nerve on the stage when the pressure is raising further, when the consequences are higher, and the teams are showing out. This Wolv squad have come in just bringing everything they've got. Their players individually have been white hot all tournament long.
RRQ need to find a way to generate some momentum of their own. It's his buy round that really has to be the start of all that. He's a pretty sizable grab there. Oh, juicy. The temptation, of course, I understand. A lot of guns trained on that corner direction.
Can't be mad at a play like that on a bonus round. If it connected onto Manya, that could have been a sick combo into multi-kill. They love this GravNet pop flash play. Going to keep RRQ on their toes at any given time. That trap can be sprung. They pivoted all the way over towards this A side. Dark cover going to obscure the view from tree. Trips broken by Chalk as well. Scaling now into the site for Wolves. They want to commit. They want to anchor.
What you lit up, that is perfect. Use of that recon util. Cushy going to capitalize on his own application of the recon in the middle of the smoke spring. Eventually will be pacified. Not before he takes his pound of flesh out of the game.
Sufal working his way through heaven, would love to accomplish getting
One
at
enemy
least
remaining.
a bit more damage, but it's not
Love
going
one
to
or two
happen.
more guns, Wyatt. But Lysol with the Ghost definitely put in the least advantageous position.
That being said, a kill would get him closer to that annihilation.
We only really saw one of them from Lysol and just missed clipping a player over towards tiles in that first half. Again, Lysol a huge part of, the engine room in terms of stall utility. Of course, that GravNet play didn't quite go off the way they planned it. Lysol will bathe in the blast. We'll get on with our lives. Round at number 16 coming at you. And RRQ, with their first buy, maintain 4 Vandals.
Someone is B.
Oh, okay, little turn.
He just turned quick enough, saved his team
One enemy remaining.
potential demise.
That kill there is big. I mean, Sufat obviously trying to intervene. Caught on that rotate attempt. How does Fury for Cushy here?
You have to keep your eyes on him in this round. Impressive to see him top fragging in this game as well. I mean, typically for this team, it is just Jemkin taking over at all times. The rest of the players sort of even statistical spread. There's some damage for Juicy Mon, yet brought very low. Lucky to be alive. Team almost lacking smokes.
Shadows.
That kill was collected.
Nice.
Okay, well, classic spring. Tries to jump out there, get a bit of a fight. Juicy trades. Lysol here with only a Guardian to work with and completely caught by that Hunter's Fury. Xvero just wants to bust the door down now. Quickly assume control of his A side as already the rotates coming in. Now, Sealfat has the Odin.
know exactly where you are.
Will be revealed here now by that Cypher ult.
Going to keep Wolves at bay right now. Perhaps he's just going to opt to save. Sufat would love to get a tag with this drone and someone to spam down with the Odin, but
Got Jemkin.
not going to happen. Recon, they're going to try to scale in. Time dwindling a
They
bit.
don't have the money for this. To risk these weapons here, they're going to go for it.
Standing.
Silfat here is committed, clearly. In for a penny, in for a pound, he says. But the player inside tree, it's Jemkin, is going to show some leg here and be a little quicker on the trigger finger to boot. RRQ are clambering desperately back into the map.
Couple good multiplayer faces at the end there, just to clean things up from main and back gen. Spring going for a questionably aggro play, swinging out there.
This presents himself, doesn't it?
Before the flash actually popped from Juicy, the timing just a little bit off. And then Juicy does find a moment to pop himself out of the smoke, but at that point, he's already down one. Things are getting traded out.
It is mistakes like that, that missed timing on the pop flash for Spring, that are going to be punished by a team of RRQ's caliber.
100%. They are quality in terms of the fundamentals, trading things out effectively. Nothing crazy on that round, just a good A split. Wolves hoping to catch someone unaware in A main, but that won't be the case. And it seems like with Monyet being near enough to hear that pressure coming, RRQ will be happy to just get into this B site, which they're going to imagine will be lighter on players, and they are absolutely correct. Going to get things for free. Opportunity to build towards a couple ultimates here. Crucially, Crazy Guy going to have the null command into the next. That has always been one of the highest value ults that you can get on this Ascent map with the age-old comp.
And the pattern that RRQ have made use of to their great success over in Pacific is really simple. It's Jemkin gets first kills. In their final series against Gen G, he was 26 for 12. First kills, first deaths.
Insane.
We mentioned like he has 137 of those in Pacific, and the next closest player is 85. It is an absurd outlier stat that RRQ always get Jemkin in position to succeed in these early rounds. Now, this example, of course, is against basically a full save, so I wouldn't write home about it, but that has been kind of the core of their play.
I'm sorry, Sufat? Sufat check?
That's, that did not go as he had planned.
Okay, he'll be on the Guardian.
I get that he doesn't want to keep an ult off, but maybe...
he was a little bit too far away to run into the spike explosion.
It's like the plot of I Am Legend. He's like the only guy left after the fallout. That's not where you want to be.
All right, Wolves are going to pick up the Operator. It is crucial to the success of this double Sentinel comp. You want to be able to use that off with your Yoru and have it route the attacking team into the sites that are specifically littered with a ton of that Sentinel utility. It's crucial for this machine to be working. Pop flash coming through, Jemkin on the swing, but Juicy gets out of dodge, posts up on a safer angle.
Jemkin is insistent. While he has that tailwind active about trying to take a fight, he has to tuck this corner.
Sufat tries to timing him walking back out. Here, just spamming with that Guardian. High bullet penetration, pop flash from Juicy wants to get out Recon as well to post up on the angle. I like this, but Jemkin might just timing him.
It's Jemkin's individual brilliance that's allowed him to succeed in these situations prior. Null command coming out. Crazy Guy instantly knocked. This time Spring on a much safer line, deep on the A side, flattens the KO. Somewhat of a sell of this fake, I guess, as RRQ now turn their eyes over towards the B side of the map. There's going to be a player to Jemkin's immediate right. Crossing here could be dangerous. Spring has dealt now with that KO properly. And in comes the Cocoon. Nice little catch off the Annihilation here. And Wolves aren't really in a great position to help Juicy out. But Jemkin got caught. Kochi pushes in a boathouse, though. Up on numbers are RRQ. But YU and Spring, high school classmates, now have to put it together. 5 years of play together. They themselves have said they are on the same wavelength. Need to bail Wolves out here.
They were just a little bit too far away in the rotate, but they catch the first on next Pharaoh. Monyet is so weak. Real opportunity to clutch things out.
Revealed there, pinged out by the neural theft. Big opening made here by YU. Cushy trying to keep Wolves at bay, but they are coming, and they've got a taste for blood. Cushy's third of the round. What a flick from YU. Nobody knows where Cushy was. It doesn't matter. 4K for the Sova, and RRQ again. Another giant step towards evening up this game. Then attack side prowess for RRQ on full display.
Cushy is just putting on a clinic on the Sova right now. So dangerous to get into the site. Langsung was inevitably going to find someone with that Annihilation. playing defensively all the way in the back.
Dua lagi bro.
But that still wasn't enough. Wolves were just too far away.
Ya curang ngambil time out, ya curang. Ya curang langsung ngambil time out. Ya curang. Ya curang guys. Masa iya langsung time out. Masa langsung ngambil time out guys, mana boleh gitu coy.
Talked about the stats already. It's a huge part of RRQ's run here. Jemkin has to be nullified entirely as a star player on this map.
It's going to be all sheriffs here for Wolves. The RRQ economy has been out of control. Push here towards main from Juicy. Xfero with his eyes on this location. And we've just been seeing on these rounds, it is the story with RRQ. They're not reinventing the game. They are playing a style that we have seen, going for executes that we have seen a million times over with this composition, but they just do it so well.
They don't invent the wheel, Wyatt, they just grease it and turn it.
Diterap ya. Marketnya.
Up top mid, double face into Wyu, who's able to stay alive for now.
Flash there just to keep him honest, to keep him further back from potential rotate. Crazy Guy was able to extract Sufat with consummate ease, but Juicy does disrupt things a little bit. That was the spike loose, but already recovered by Jemkin. That's why you look for a timing out of this spawn side. Jemkin went to hunt Juicy. And RRQ looking absolutely ruthless on this anti-eco round. Not giving a lot of opportunities here for Wolves to sort of double up, group up, spring! Okay.
He heard the drop down. I'm surprised Xfero just kept the util out. He made sound.
Something to work with. With that smoke thrown out, Wolves will be allowed access here to the site.
And that is a gun recovered for Spring. He picks up that Vandal. Lightsword gets one as well. Real opportunity all of a sudden.
Jemkin hoping to take this first contact effectively at Speedway, and Spring, unarmored as he is, will be handled. Jemkin has 3 for the round, and Crazy Guy will end it. Now we've got ourselves a game, folks. 1 round stands between RRQ and Wolves' 10-round total.
On their debut, this RRQ squad, they have managed to hold their nerve, not succumb to the fact that they were down by such a significant margin that they lose the second half pistol. Being on the big stage hasn't gotten to them. They've completely rallied back into this game. They have so much economic pressure on Wolves. RRQ can buy every single round with ease. Juicy's going to pick up that operator again. Wasn't able to find success with it on the prior round. This time towards Cat. Taking a hit towards Styles. Oh my god, Jemkin is in so fast right now. Controlling all the space, taking a lot of damage. And Sufat just catches him out. In the meantime, the spike is working its way up. Cat just hoping to get a fake into the site. Sonic sensor destroyed by that shock dart. They're trying to scale in.
What a timing for Lysor! Shuts RRQ down instantly. Monget can bail them out. But this has still now gotten very, very dangerous and very much out of hand. Crazy Guy's just walking away. Monget does not have that opportunity. He is in the side. Gets the plant down now and is hoping, praying that Crazy Guy can get there in time, but he's got a barrier in his way. He's got to break through this quickly.
He is able to do so. Has one flash to try to pop out of the smoke, give some assistance to Monget, who's stuck in hell.
Crazy Guy taking a little bit of damage here through this dark cover down to 5. It's getting dangerous, and there it is. Wyu knows exactly what the KO is. And here come Wolves back to winning ways, and doing so while maintaining some very expensive weaponry here. Odin, Operator, still in hand for this team.
RRQ love to sell a fake, but this time it's not bought. Sufat with that initial spam kill. Players over on A didn't really need to rotate off. There was still a lot of utility from that deadlock to keep the players that were pivoting through tree at bay. That allows for some Wolves rotates to get there, but Langsung coming up with a huge
Time to
2K.
jump.
Doesn't look insane on the scoreboard right now, but I think his best play actually has come from Deadlock on Ascent versus the Omen on some of the other maps. This is fast from RRQ. They're getting right up into the main. They want to get into the site. A lot of tripwires to deal with. Jumkin over the top.
This time Sufat isn't here to spray anyone down to play off any of that site. We do tell it's why you in the site. Just can't complete any kills.
He thought he had it, already made the adjustment, but he just didn't connect that headshot. Maybe if Sufat can somehow pick up one kill here, a spam kill, he'd have the Hunter's Fury, but first is the one from Kushi. Doesn't get the initial connection. There's the tag. Can he capitalize? No. Sufat just out of the way, narrowly. Do they try to go for this right now?
Might be a tough one. Monyet brought down. He was in B main. Spring is at least able to dig him out. So now there's not the risk of a backstab as Wolves try and hit the site.
They know they can just focus on the players here. Kushi wants to get down lane, beat from X-Sparrow. Kushi's undoing, but the shot goes wide.
Now though, RRQ been forced to play onto the site, but Jemkin is waiting for them. Fangs bared, blades out, ready to throw down. Deals with Sufat as well. Headshot off the knives. And there's no more time for Wolves to get in here. Jemkin will pursue them. Blood in his eyes. Even so much that he take the clone down and perish to the blast. Back and forth now, RRQ keep it 1 round.
Late on this attack side, Jemkin slow to start, but finding his moments, finding serious impact on the game. That kill towards stairs with the Blade Storm was sick, onto Spring, and then with the cloud drops. Sufat not ready for the engagement, gets picked off. RRQ are so close to tying this game up, just 1 round away. Can Wolves close things out? Juicy still with this operator. He was able to get away with his life. He wants to post up in B main.
Hunter's Fury as well for Wolves. Oh, they catch Monyet, and that's the controller out of the game.
In the meantime, what happened with Juicy? He tried to go for a peek in B main, or was just holding the angle, but
just straight up died. Did he leg Xfero?
Yeah, it looks like he, wall shot legged him something. Worked his way into the site.
This timing is quick.
There's no way.
Sufat, knife out.
The whip!
Xfero now needs to get busy on the site, but he knew his time was short after missing that engagement. B site is clear, but now it's handed over to A.
They feel like they just have to get in. RQ null command. Jemkin wants to make space. Crazy guy out of the open.
Awkward timing. Jemkin got pinged just as he jumped into that cloudburst. Lysor did fall. Kushi trying to get the res. He's trying to tease it. Spring looking for a timing. Crazy guy's back in the game. At least secures the trade. Kushi now 1v2.
He does bait him out. He gets the door down. Wants to take the duel, but Sufat wins the engagement. Kushi does a great job of isolating the remaining Wolves players. Making a believer out of me in the clutch potential, but he can't connect that last shot. What a prediction from Sufat.
Does he run into...
Gets him on the teleport? That was madness in May. Absolute madness. RRQ going to pivot right into a timeout. Time to calm things down after a very, very chaotic round.
Neither team actually has a strong economy to play this round. Wolves are going to try and end the map with a couple of half armors maybe mixed in here. Still fine for them, of course, after winning the previous one. And Jemkin has been the kind of player that's actually shone in post-plant anchoring situations for RRQ this map. So getting ahead of that stall util, that fast play into B has been one of the most effective tools that RRQ have been able to leverage to get these round wins. But they're running into an annihilation. Dimensional Drift for Juicy is definitely on the table. He's 2 orbs away from developing that.
When we get back into this, you mentioned the economy, but Wolves at the moment having to invest so much. They win that prior round, so if RRQ take this, the final round of this regular time would be a bad buy for Wolves. This is so important right now for the Pacific #1 seed. It's not their map pick, but it's at the top of their pool. They're making a serious go at running this back. The comeback feels so real. They're on the precipice. It's going to be a lot of pressure towards a main 0 point, clearing things out.
Step 1 is play through the one-way. RRQ are happy to walk it, and there's no forward presence from Wolves to play off of it.
Wyu has moved his setup to this A side this time. Kill Trip Insight to play off. Cage to dance around when the hit comes in. Jemkin over the top gen.
She's going to clear hell now. Jemkin is on the side. Wyu gets lit. Oh, that's hurting for the defenders. Silfat though gets involved. He's on that upper side. Eventually traded out. RRQ player advantage.
Juicy flash through, but Dark cover down. Do they dare find a timing to try to just pop flash out of this when the spike is going down? Now Juicy began to rotate towards tree.
This spot for Xfero is so good. Juicy's not ready for it. And that shuts down any chance of a split flood for the defenders. Springbound Jemkin just picked him up out of nowhere, and Monyet spraying through the floorboards. Gets RRQ that round that could well be worth 2, that could send us into overtime.
Wolves perhaps feeling committed, or that they were just about to get flanked by Xfero, which picked up Juicy towards tree, so they do swing out. They lose all of the weaponry. There's been some serious issues on these A hits. With Wolf being able to deal with the recon darts, multiple rounds on these executes, it's been Wyu.
Wolves only have the token presence of the trapwire here. Jemkin's trying to figure out if he can get under it. I respect that. They had to clear it manually, and now this push through market, there's a belated approach for Xfero here, and B-Main and Juicy's definitely expecting it with the cyber cage up and on the side. Here come RRQ, Juicy's only got a short window, he's found 2, dimensional drift, he's gonna see it all, and crucially get out alive! Silfat locks it down on the side, and RRQ collapsing in a screaming heap! Silfat tries to finish the job, but there's the annihilation! Straight into the spider's lair, RRQ wonder, and it's Wolves' map pick! Do they start with a win on your feet, hands together? Wolves are far from done.
That lead was just insurmountable. Wolves were so good on the attack side that they win the pistol in the second half.
Silfat BB, awas kok ya. Awas kok ya Silfat ya. Awas kok Silfat ya. Awas kalian ya. Mentang-mentang. Tak bisa. Putih itu dia semua, Pak. Kalau 5. Kayaknya kita buat aja kali ya. Di Kita pindah ke live stream Indo aja guys. Kita pindah ke live stream Valorant Esport Indonesia. Delay deh guys di sini 2 menit lagi. Karena setiap live streaming itu pasti ada delaynya. Bagian 10 menit cocok. Jelas. Sudah mulailah. Oke.
Di RRQ semenjak Teho di nerf, kemarin di Pacific mereka selalu menggunakan Teho sebagai inisiatornya dari RRQ, dan kali ini akan kembali dengan Sova dengan double controller, Crazy Guy Omen dan juga Monyet menggunakan Viper. Dari sisi Wolv Esports pun melakukan hal yang sama, cuman bedanya dari Wolv membawakan 2 initiator, di mana Shifat PB menggunakan Sova yang balik lagi tadinya pakai Teho. Jadi Teho nerf ini benar-benar impactnya luar biasa besar ya, karena kekuatan dari utility yang dimiliki oleh Teho. Cuman seperti yang kita tahu, drone Teho lah yang bikin dia bisa menggantikan posisi Sova. Dan begitu juga dengan guided salvonya buat ngebersihin trap segala macam. Cuman icebox balik lagi, angle-angle yang harus dicek lumayan banyak. Dengan 2 initiator, Wolv Esports mungkin lebih diunggulkan atau tidak tergantung dari every single fight-nya. Salah satu syarat RRQ bisa menang jauh mungkin lebih mudah itu di saat pemain-pemain ini bisa memenangkan every single fight. So let's see apakah 2-0 atau kita akan ditarik ke map yang ketiga. Ini dia RRQ versus Wolv Esports with Jamal dan juga Rere.
Oke, thank you. Nomor. RRQ. Dan salah satu syarat menurut gua kalau misal Wolv pengen kalah, atau bisa dikalahin, lu harus menangin first half-nya. Entah kenapa gue percaya dengan itu. Namun itu dia, 2 kill dibalas, 3 sekarang, 3 untuk 3. Monyet untungnya bisa mendapatkan triple kill. Terus ada Syufat. Monyet low, dan untungnya double pick yang manis dilakukan oleh tim RRQ. Xvero dan juga Monyet. 1 angka untuk RRQ. Pistol round akhirnya diaman.
Gue satu faktor besar yang bikin RRQ kalah. 13-11. Kelihatan lebih komit ya. Lebih komit gue lumayan suka sih. Karena cuman di sisi lain gak bisa sebebas itu setiap ronde kayak gitu juga. Karena ya Wolv diajak main begitu sebenarnya seneng banget mereka. Itu salah satu ininya mereka, kualitas mereka. Tapi ternyata kalau Jemkin udah main di udah ngekill banyak di first kill-nya, kabar baik untuk RRQ Kingdom.
Ya. Wow, Monyet. Shot.
Ini
Bagi 2 pemain sekaligus. Oh, sempat dipegang jump shot oleh Syufat BB. Monyet tumbang. Monyet hilang. Ciao. Nah, langsung di-delete oleh Kasih. 2-0 untuk RRQ.
cepet aja ya, ini ronde buangan lah hitungannya kalau kata caster alias gua. Ronde buangan aja. Ronde nggak pengen pikir banyak lah. Cuman ini ronde 3 dan keempat. Cuman Icebox ini salah satu map yang ronde 3. Yang ronde 3-nya itu Guardian atau bahkan Outlaw, Martial, senjata-senjata yang di bawah harga 2.900 pun bisa berimpact lebih banyak. Karena bisa ngambil long range fight di banyak sisi. Lu lihat, Wolv ambil B-main, cepet banget jalan kaki udah nyampe ke arah green ujung. Dan di-expect sama Jemkin, kedatangan dari Juicy tapi ternyata nggak jadi nge-pick. Langsung dash out, kabur aja, mundur lagi, ke-tag tadi, ding, wallbang. 50 HP tersisa. Dan langsung mundur bareng Gecko-nya. Arah mid, masih ada alarm bot. Dan RRQ main kontak sampai ke side. Dan langsung bertukar nyawa di sana. Jadi 4 lawan 4.
Yap. Ada timing dari Xvero. Yang mungkinkah akan diketahui. Tapi Jemkin, dan itu dia Xvero. Delete Syufat BB. Oke, tunggal di tangan Spring, namun ada delay. Ada Molly, ada Poison Cloud. Tidak ada kenyamanan untuk sang planter dari tim RRQ. Harus reset lagi. Ada waktu yang dibuang kali ini mid. Sebelum crossing, info masuk bahwa ada 1 buah turret tadi. Berlari bersamaan ke arah side A. Monyet akan membuka jalan. Jemkin memang masih HP yang paling sehat dibandingkan rekan-rekan lainnya. Nano Swarm, oh no. Waktu tidak banyak, Coklat keluarkan Lysor. Memang mendapatkan 1 kill, namun Jemkin melakukan red gear dengan sangat baik. Juga ada Snake Bite, ada flash juga, namun itu dia harus tumbang. Planting tidak akan bisa dilakukan, Jemkin harus melakukan fight. Dan langsung hilang juga di tangan Spring. Triple kill. Tidak ada bonus untuk tim RRQ.
Ya tapi lumayan lah dapetin 3 kill. Tapi itu lu bisa lihat Wolv main utility-nya bagus banget, delay play di arah A-nya. Dan Spring juga bertahan di sana cukup lama. Itu masih ada Green, Nano, Snake Bite. Itu pas Snake Bite keluar ke default itu udah GG sih sebenarnya. Artinya udah gak ada waktu lagi. Dia harus ngelebar, tapi dia juga tahu bisa di-swing dari rafter. Ya, menurut gue efektif banget penggunaan utility dari Wolv di ronde tadi. Sampai 2 sekarang. Salah satu ronde terpenting dalam Valorant. Ronde keempat. Coba dimainkan. Hyper speed ready dari Monyet. Cuman sebagaimana biasanya Icebox dengan aging composition seperti ini tidak akan bermain cepat ya. Kontak dari RRQ. Udah ronde yang keberapa mereka main kontak? Ronde yang keempat mungkin. Kontak play akan coba dimainkan. Follow up drone. Dash juga bahkan belum dinyalain. Akan bermain untuk nembusin screen dari Viper ini. Ini dilakukan, oh dia nembak teman sendiri. Kaget dikit nggak masalah. Dan plan terlihat coba dilakukan. Masih ada snake bite delay. Tapi lu lihat, pemain-pemain dari Wolv udah siap floating dari arah rafter.
Ya, mulai ada satu flash juga di sini, tapi tidak champion. Di-land seorang Yu Chao. Karena planting baru saya dilakukan. Champion agak bengong. Tentu sekarang Viper Speed kolam hijau sudah diaktifkan oleh Monyet. Akan membuat sulit tim Wolv. Tapi Monyet low HP. Kesentuh dikit aja dia bakal hilang. Updraft. Laishar dan kawan-kawan mulai bergerak. Juicy juga sudah mengaktifkan dash-nya. Tapping sudah diketahui satu pemain. Xfero bisa mendapatkan Shubat Kiwi Crazy Guy. Bahkan Monyet masih sempat untuk melakukan kill dengan HP yang low. Dan membuat RRQ mendapatkan angka yang ketiga juga.
Oke. Kontak play yang so far masih berhasil ya sebenarnya dari RRQ.
Yes.
Kontak, Viper Speed. Kontak. Yang artinya kalau gue jadi Wolv, trap agak depan, pengen manja. Karena dari tadi
menit berapa?
Kontak udah deket, drone execute. Tapi akhirnya pakai utilnya agak.
Ini aku ronde 5, 134, 33, 32, 31, 30, 29.
Satu langsung mundur semua. Cuman akhirnya lu lihat Juicy udah
kita lihat RRQ di pantai, gengs.
Dijagain dari spawn. Dijagain dari spawn.
Masuk gak suara gue di stream? Suara kita
smoke di arah boiler.
Map 1 ngantuk anjir.
Ini lagi. Main kontak.
Ngantuk apa takut dibantai?
Cuma ada satu.
Gila, aja takut dibantai. Sabar, suara aku masuk gak ya? Aku mendengar.
Itu respectnya para pemain dari tim RRQ. Melihat ekonomi dari tim Wolv, ngerinya ada yang pakai shotgun lah. Juicy 3.700 save untuk operator. Monyet memberikan tanda.
Itu suaraku kegedean bang. Pura ini aja 40, 50, 70, 80 bisa.
Kenapa?
Suaraku di stream kegedean.
Di DC, udah.
Bahwa tempat tersebut belum sepenuhnya aman.
Good call sih. Oh, spray transfer di arah mid.
Pantai.
Langsung mendapatkan 2 kill. Cuman tadi menurut gue good call banget sih dari Crazy Guy. Untuk akhirnya apa istilahnya cut noise. Terus geser ke B. Jadi di Wolv tuh disuruh, ayo dong cari info dong. Begitu pengen cari info, udah rame lagi eco pula, jadi nggak akan ada bisa damage besar yang bisa dihasilkan. Balik lagi karena cuma ada Yuchao yang pakai sheriff, sisanya klasik dan tentu nggak bisa diandelin. Artinya angka keempat untuk RRQ sebagai attacker di 5 ronde awal. Set ketahuan. Oh, Yuchao. Benar aja dapat 1 kill tambahan dan hilang di tangan Orb. Min 1 orb untuk Trash dan ultimate udah mulai ready dari kedua tim.
Ya, lockdown juga ready di tangan Laishar. Ini ditayangan ulang dari Jamkin. Tap tipis, but Xfero nice spray. Tekan semuanya sambil gerak.
It's okay. I will get one, bro. Don't worry.
Okay, man. Farmer, okay, farmer.
Oke,
man. Time out. Tentu harus dilakukan oleh Wolv Esports.
Masih work soalnya itu main kontak dari RRQ.
Ya, kayak mungkin operatornya dari si Juicy ini harus dimanfaatkan sekarang.
Ya. Udah ada duit tadi harusnya.
Betul, tadi 3.750 udah pasti bisa full buy. Jadi poinnya adalah first.
Halo, di sekian di.
Halo. Dengar suaraku, Pak? Dengar suaraku, Bang?
Oleh RRQ. Kita lihat saja dengan 3 ultimate yang ready juga from the shadow. Penting sekali. Di map ini cukup besar dan bisa bermain kemanapun dari seorang Crazy Guy. Bisa ngambil beberapa tempat aman bahkan dengan from the shadow.
Ya. Ini tapi bakal main di arah mid ya operatornya. Pilihan yang menarik. Karena mid adalah tempat yang udah pasti akan ada orang, antara orang lewat atau orang from the shadows. Fake. Smoke kepikiran di arah spawn. Ini bakal ditungguin. Smoke ini akan ditungguin. Padahal kosong adalah isi adalah kosong. 2 orang, 3 orang bahkan nungguin smoke yang kosong.
Halo?
Ini kalau di resmoke lucu banget, tapi nggak di resmoke Crazy Guy, come on. Kalau di resmoke itu lucu banget.
Ya, ini sama seperti kemarin.
Nice.
Jing.
Belum dilakukan ya betul oleh Jing. Crazy Guy memanfaatkan itu 1 kill. Ada planting. Namun Jushi menangkap seorang Crazy Guy. Planting.
Nice.
Setidaknya ada value yang didapatkan oleh tim RRQ untuk mendapatkan plan.
Abang delay bang, coba percepat lagi.
Siapa sangka Jet akan ada di mid, tapi Jemkin akan bergabung dengan rekan-rekan ya. Tinggal retake. Lihat lagi kalau dari atas kiri langsung keluarkan juga. Jushi, posisi yang tidak aman untuk pakai double headshot. Dan sekarang menyisakan Spring sendirian saja di arah mid.
1-5 bro.
Dan RRQ benar-benar melakukan percobaan yang sangat baik. Bahkan kita melihat RRQ yang berbeda di map yang kedua.
Ini kelihatan duel-duelnya juga udah selalu ya.
Sistematis lagi. Ini gue suka.
Cuman duel-duel
Ada bang 3, masih ada bang 3.
nahan 2 orang. Duel-duel yang nggak tanpa usilnya win rate-nya Wolv kecil banget sih so far di Icebox. Udah menang sistem dari RRQ, kontaknya belum bisa diapa-apain. Begitu ada kesempatan untuk dapetin orang, kalah. Kelihatan berat banget untuk Wolv main di defender. Mereka belum ada gebrakan so far. Mid-nya akhirnya digebrak dengan adanya Bloodstorm, Recon ke arah mid. Jadi midnya so far harusnya udah berhasil dikuasai sama Juicy, tapi oh Yuchao, angle pro player tinggi banget, timing. Lempar molly, push out up. Dan ini yang selalu dimainin sama RRQ. Senggol kanan, cut noise. Senggol kiri, cut noise. Apalagi sekarang Iko. Dan ujung-ujungnya akan ditentuin sama duel-duel penting. Wolv akan coba main agak ke depan. Tapi di sisi lain RRQ, utility mereka juga masih lumayan banyak.
Ya, eksekusi akan dilakukan, ditunggu juga oleh Jemkin. Tercek sudah. Yellow ada 2 pemain, tinggal bagaimana Jemkin bisa mendapatkan 1 kill. Recon dapatkan info 2 pemain sekaligus. Monyet melakukan follow up untuk mengeliminasi Bloodstorm dari Juicy. Akankah ada perubahan? 2 pemain akan mudah tentu dari tim RRQ mendapatkan pemain-pemain dari tim Wolv. Mereka tidak menggunakan senjata yang ideal untuk Spike. Di tempat tersebut, Spike sudah terpasang ataupun baru saja dipasang oleh Xfero. Lysor sendirian saja. Tidak akan berkutik kali ini. Di situasi 1 melawan 5.
Bebas, udah aja.
Ini kelihatan apa ya dari sisi tempo, karena RRQ meskipun pasti kita sangat mengandalkan sistem. Lysor pun tembakannya terlihat sangat mengkhawatirkan. Cuman berasa Wolv dikasih main pelan, dikasih main kanan kiri gini nggak bisa handle ya. Itu perangnya dibanyakin balik. Dan mereka selalu kalah duel, kalah timing swing. Tembakannya gak ada yang hit. Si operator lagi. Kalau masih gak menang di sini Wolv, udah map 3 sih harusnya sih bisa dipastikan sih.
Harusnya ya. Lagi-lagi dengan apa yang tadi gue bilang, RRQ ini kalau mau menang harus menang first half-nya dulu. Karena tipikal Wolv ini adalah tim yang unggul di first half, langsung naik banget mentalnya. Juicy. Tembakan pertama operatornya tidak on point. Best sudah hilang, yang mengakibatkan dirinya harus mencari posisi yang lebih aman.
Down langsung ditancap. Sebenarnya ada opsi Hunter Fury, cuman kayaknya bakal dipakai buat retake sekalian sama bakal di spam. Oh ternyata kayaknya molinya push ke tag ke 50 HP. Bakal ada trash Hunter Fury. Siapapun yang nge-swing, oh no, Juicy udah dapat 1 kill dari arah kitchen. Tapi
Nak
Xfero
tawat,
main
tawat,
di posisi
kita udah
second play.
ada-
Satu
kita udah
mendapatkan
ada-
off angle, langsung ada follow up
Zuzi.
flash dari Paranoia. Spring melakukan trade kill untuk make play
Apa?
lagi, tapi
Nice.
ternyata malah masuk ke crosshair dari para pemain
Follow satu,
Wolves.
follow
Lawan
satu,
tiga.
follow
Yellow
satu.
sudah dipastikan ada Crazy Guy. Gak ada smoke, hanya
Follow
ada
satu,
aim
follow satu.
yang bisa diandalkan, tapi Dizzy-nya connect ke arah
Anjing,
Crazy
62.
Guy. Diselesaikan oleh Yu Chao. Dan efektif banget, mereka nggak pakai banyak ultimate, cuman modal opening kill dari Juicy.
Ya. Apalagi tadi posisi Xfero juga lagi-lagi ada timing. Teman-temannya udah siap buat nge-trade Xfero, tapi tiba-tiba Xfero maju karena udah sulit berada ataupun bertahan di posisi tersebut. Mau nggak mau harus repositioning. Dan RRQ kehilangan 1 angka, 2 poin. Operator yang memang tidak terlalu berbahaya karena memang first bulletnya kayak jarang banget kena dari seorang GC.
Dan kini jauh kali kok.
Tempo lagi-lagi lambat.
Better kali.
RRQ memperlihatkan gaya permainan yang benar-benar tidak terlalu terburu-buru. Saat pemain tertag bahkan Spring
Jauh lah.
mendilet Crazy Guy. Empat pemain sekarang. Monyet pun hilang. Spring
Tiap hari
dapat
dapat.
kill.
Sudah.
2 smoker lagi.
Iya. Dua-duanya yang hilang lagi. Mau nggak mau
Udah tuh kayak
pakai
follow
apa
spot gitu loh dia.
kontak lagi.
Kayak one man
Dipaksa
show
sekarang,
gitu.
tapi
Kayak
bukan
Dexter
karena
zaman Milo.
masih ada turret di
Kayak
pojok.
something awal
Nano
masuk
Swarm.
Rex.
Ini kelihatan dari sisi utility kecuali
Salah,
di
satu orang
pretelin.
survey kan seperti kan
Kalau
gitu.
pretelan kayak gini ada chance nih. Di 4 lawan 3 sekarang masih dari Kon. Nano Swarm delay ini masih 50 detik, masih banyak banget waktu.
Kayak
Rex
kayak
lagi
Dexter
di make
zaman
play.
Meteor udah ke
Planting
Iwan.
level coba dilakukan. Kalau mereka, tapi menurut gue mereka nggak bisa main jauh sih. Harus ada satu orang yang stay untuk kecilin gap player sih. Kelihatan.
Cuman game kini itu betul-betul kayak percaya proses jadi 2 tahun dia dari apa ya? Dulu 3 tahun.
Nice.
Penggunaan trash yang bagus, jadinya first lane-nya didapetin, tidak mendapat tambahan lagi. Dan Dizzy-nya pun connect, di combo sama Recon. Hunter kiri pula, tapi duelnya lagi-lagi dimenangin sama RRQ. 2 lawan 2, waktu terus berdetik, 1 peluru, push, 1 pelurunya pun gagal. Jam King 8 peluru, semuanya nggak punya peluru, dia harus reload. Dan nggak ada angle untuk main di sini. Di 1 lawan 1, updraftnya nggak ada, dan nya gagal. Waktu tipis. 0,09
ada 3 ya.
bisa di diffuse. Wolv memperkecil
Sit down bro,
jarak.
sit down.
Xfero yang datang dari input tadi langsung di aware. Baru mau datang langsung bener-bener hilang. Tapi ini benar-benar tipis, sangat tipis.
Sit down bro, sit down bro.
Bagaimana semangat
Kali ya. Orang-orang China
para
ini.
pemain dari tim Wolv Esports mau
Bukan ini apa ya? Pikir kemarin gak ada edisi kayak bakal jadi
menang round tetap berdiri.
under apa gitu.
Itu dia bang, berdiri lagi bang.
Ternyata masih keren kalau kita
Iya,
pakai
Bang.
China.
6-3 sekarang RRQ dengan gaya permainan yang sama, super duper lambat.
Lawan Wolv
Tadi
aja
sudah dicoba beberapa kali.
kayak gini bang. Untung gak ketemu sama tim yang lebih gede lagi. Lawan Sentinel kayaknya udah selesai dah tadi.
Cuman sih seringnya dari tadi sih nggak works ya.
Aduh,
Ternyata harap juga karena di mid yang akan coba dicocol. Motion crowd up, harusnya awareness dari Wolv. Udah akan heavy fortify arah midnya. Perang ini yang sangat penting. Masih ada kejahatan senjata. Tidak akan melanjutkan peperangan di arah midnya. Gesernya ke B, ada operator.
40 detik
Drone-nya, itu drone ada. Nah, masih ada drone. Usir mundur. Dan Yu Chao yang akan pegang peran penting untuk ngancurin. Delay. Tapi ternyata dia sudah diaktifkan. Juicy coba tulis 1, dapat Omen. Dan coba spam terus, smoke masih gagal. Dan Yu Chao kena timing, ada Recon masuk. 4 lawan 4 sekarang. Mau gak mau harus melakukan retake, tapi ternyata Jekin ketulis lagi sangat.
Oke, Tanengan, mid juga tadi ambil timing Xfero. Nyelip, monyet pun bisa. Dapetin double kill, tapi turun. Line short mendapatkan monyet. Sudah diketahui. Wave!
Apa itu?
1 pemain terakhir sudah low. 16 HP. Kusi.
Kursi sih.
Seharusnya ini akan mudah.
NT.
Nah, pasti ada yang gampang, harus susah. But it's okay. Sorry teman-teman. Tepos suasana. Mohon maaf. Wah, tapi ngedodge drone-nya bagus banget.
Iya, karena ada si Gecko itu bener-bener diplot untuk ngancurin drone. Jadi dia habis ngancurin drone bisa delay pakai flash kayak pakai molly kayak.
David, just patient a little bit more.
David, just play patient a little bit more. Ya buat teman-teman yang nggak tahu ya, si Xfero disuruh main lebih sabar. Itu kalau di bahasa Indonesiain sabar lah Sike. Mid push lagi dari Wolv. 4 sheriff di tangan. Dan monyet yang akan first contact lagi. So far monyet duel rate-nya menang tinggi banget. Lagi-lagi bisa yang akan di hit. Screen up, planting aman. Bakal ditembusin aja snakebite, geli-geli dikit karena nggak ada spam yang dilakukan sama sekali. Full retake dari Wolv. 5 pemain yang bakal dikirain kuantitas super ini bakal disayurin satu persatu sama Jemkin. Dan bakal yang ketiga, Eco Fragger yang dibutuhkan untuk adanya momentum boost. 2 pemain tersisa masih dipantekin sama Jemkin. Dan mau nggak mau kayaknya dia nggak akan nge-swing, harus disamperin sendiri. Yang keempat Jemkin Ace is on the way. Tapi Xfero menggagalkan ace tersebut, tapi flawless round tetap didapatkan oleh RRQ.
Iya. Nggak tantrum ya Jemkin ya?
Enggak, dia mah nggak kayak Tektur.
Jemkin ini jago kali.
I
Aku kali gitu loh mainnya.
Aku kan.
Kalau itu kan
Baik.
Tapi clean shot.
Tempatnya sih kill kita.
Parah.
Sampai gua mati. Udah mata di nge-whiff, terus tadi mati. Kalau one on one depan muka, mending gua kill gitu ya. Gitu teman-teman.
93 kah?
Ya, mengurangi haters.
Segitu.
Kayaknya banyak penonton baru nih ya kayaknya.
Selamat datang ya teman-teman yang baru datang, jangan lupa di like.
Yang baru datang maksudnya.
Iya, jangan lupa di like.
Itu dia, lockdown langsung dipasang mal.
Ya nyurin langsung juga, Re.
Itu dia. Sekarang dibalas lockdown.
Pasti balik.
Hyperspeed-nya di screen. Ini mah Hyperspeed jarang nih. Lockdown juga cukup dalam, jadi delay waktu banyak banget. Dipakai. Oh, di aware tapi naik ke atas. Ada yang liatin 2 orang. Flank mulai datang dari Wolv. 2 pemain bahkan sekaligus ditanakan Squishy. Jadi palang pintu di flank. Mereka cepat datang dari Spring 2 lawan 4. Waktu untuk berdetik. Dan ternyata seketika monyet tersisa sendiri. Dan clean retake dari Wolverhampton. Dan waktu pun masih cukup banyak. 1 detik 87 milisecond. Itu kalau di follow lumayan banyak ya teman-teman, 1,8.
Sangat banyak. Tapi ini momennya
Abang nggak nonton PRX 11 ke 13.
Kayaknya masih di range yang bisa di-cover deh.
ya.
One enemy remaining.
Oh boy.
Aku nonton ulang lagi aja. Nontonnya apa aja kemarin nonton lab ya? Itu aku tonton.
Asik lu.
Dari gerakan tangannya, apa yang lu bisa artiin dia, Mal?
Jangan, Re. Iya. I prefer to not speak. Half time.
Oke.
Menurut teori Coach Rere, si Wolverhampton ini tim yang harus dikalahin di first half.
Betul. Jangan sampai unggul di first half.
Let's go. Let's go guys. Masa iya sih anjir.
Ah ya bang, sampai round 3 gue tungguin kok sama dia nonton.
David, play a little bit patiently. Don't too rush. Don't be so rush. A little bit patient.
You need chill ya.
You need a little bit chill lah.
Oke. 84 RRQ. Lagi-lagi di angka 84 Wolv.
Aduh, di angka 84.
Tapi
Technical.
Masalah kipasnya.
ada problem teman-teman kalau
Beda kali sih main di playlist itu. Kayaknya 40-90 gitu.
Apa?
40-90.
Apanya?
50-90 PGA-nya.
Oh iyalah. Gak mungkin pakai Vega rendah kan?
Oh iya, aku black marketku ada apa bang? Item recon bagus sih. Kata Accurate katanya itu oke. Cuman mahal kali, 100 sekian. Saingan ya?
100-nya.
Duit, bang, duit.
Duitnya, kan bisa dapat letter.
Kalah. Riba.
Kok riba anjir?
Nah kan namanya riba kocak, ada bunganya.
Bisa defend dulu,
Nah, 85 pas 85.
Enggak.
Tinggal monyet sendiri loh, lawan 3 orang.
Di anjir bisa gitu, cok.
Nah, selesai 85.
Kiri. Astaga.
langsung mendilet monyet.
Ini berasa execute-nya dengan agent comms kayak gini lebih nyaman ya. Combo recon, gecko, terus juga lu bisa planning pakai wingman, jadi perang apa semuanya tetap bisa perang 5 lawan 5 meskipun lagi planting itu. Gunanya makhluk warna kuning.
Ya, wingman.
Tuh. Tapi berdirinya siapa sih si Langsung ini? Kurang sangar gitu menurut gua, kurang intimidatif. Coba yang
Attacker-nya
berdiri Turki gitu kan
tim region Cina kan.
Nice. Pemain Brazil. Ada gitu itu kenapa?
Attacker-nya tim region Cina kan bagus. Mirip-mirip CPRX, gak tertebak gitu.
Kalah pistol lagi.
Yang tadi mengakui kok MM dari apa mengerikan.
Ya baik lagi menurut gua RRQ harus bisa ngebaca
kan,
sequence yang
aja,
sama Wolv.
tim Cina aja bingung gitu.
Karena harusnya kan nggak akan beda banyak kan.
Tim China gabung ke apa anjir?
Dulu kah kemana, recon dulu kah
Itu
kemana.
seru sih, itu seru sih. Itu seru sih.
Beda banyak.
Itu seru sih.
Itu yang harus dipelajari utama sih.
Tim China sama Korea digabung.
Karena attack side pun menurut gua nggak cukup kalau lu sequence-nya nggak bisa.
Kalau gitu udah juara lah tiap tahun PRX.
Kelihatan
Tiap game kalau Korea gabung ke sana. Gak ada lagi Genji.
Udah lari-lari. Rekan-rekannya langsung melakukan follow up.
Gitu.
Tanpa babi bu.
Kan ada gitu.
Nah sekarang lumayan babi bu.
Ya
Setelah ada
gitu.
satu opening kill. Elbow-nya juga cek. Xvero mungkin akan mendapatkan timing. Xvero 1 kill. Cari posisi lagi Xvero. 2 melawan 3 memang kali ini. Shufat Bibi memang low HP tapi tidak bisa di-delete dan GC headshot. Crazy guy. RRQ kehilangan pistol, sementara skor pistol 3-1 di 2 map ini.
Ya. Tapi lu kenapa sih dia kalau ngomong juicy itu kayak juicy? Iya nggak sih? Dia kalau ngomong juicy itu kayak juicy.
Nggak boleh ya?
Boleh, cuma kayak catchy aja ya.
Kayak British.
British tuh ya. Iya, ilmu lagi aja dari
terus tuh.
Ilmu terus nih.
Dari sini.
Guardian, Sheriff. Ini yang gua mention sih kalau Icebox tuh ya. Senjata kayak Guardian, Outlaw, bahkan even Marshall, Sheriff tuh kayak PLD-nya nambah sih.
Setuju.
Banyak headshot level angle, banyak long range di awal yang bisa lu ambil. Makanya Outlaw cukup laku di sini. Meskipun lawan lu
Nice, dia bikin mati.
tetap lu main pakai 10 darah, mental lu beda sama lu main full HP kan.
Memang udah mati,
Sekarang harus di fortify,
Abang
di
delay bilang.
aware, killjoy dari screen geser. Jadi ini kalau sofanya di
57, 56, 55, 54,
Dari tim Arab
53.
ada di sekitar saya. Memang ada nano swarm dari Xvero.
Anjir dong aja.
Akan dihit.
Mati lagi
Kushi pun tidak berkutik. Terculik 1 demi 1 pemain dari tim RRQ.
Menarik ini.
Lysor masih menunggu di arah mid. Mulai berdatangan juga tim RRQ. Xvero harus mendapatkan 1 kill setidaknya untuk
30 seconds
buat round ini tidak terlalu sulit. Wingman sudah ditugaskan untuk melakukan planting, tapi itu dia spring, batang dan juga triple kill bersama dengan Lysor. Flawless bonus. Ini terlalu gila. Flawless bonus guys.
Iya.
Cuan banget bro, cuan banget.
Benar. Ini hitungannya kalau orang kerja kan bisa gaji 13 ya?
Iya.
Ini gaji 17.
Nice.
4 kali tuh gaji tambahan.
Dapat senjata tambahan. Gratis lagi
Modal
upgrade.
Outlaw, Sheriff, sama Guardian bisa full upgrade. Sekarang RR juga ekonominya runtuh. Dari sisi ultimate count mereka jelas harusnya unggul. Ekonomi mereka terbangun.
Iya.
Angka pun kekejar cepet. Dari gapnya 4 jadi sekarang tinggal 1. Nyaman banget.
Dan mungkin bisa imbang juga. Kalau
jadi-
nggak kena thrifty.
Apa namanya? Si
Apa tuh?
RRQ untuk nyampe ke megang operator jadi lebih lama, Re.
Betul.
Itu menurut gue yang pentingnya malah.
Aduh,
Kayak
78
bisa
anjir gak lucu cowok.
2-3 round lagi lah kalau mereka
Iya.
menang. Cuman di sini kalau mereka dapetin thrifty bisa untuk beli.
Berani kali nih. RRQ maju ke depan.
Namun Jemkin,
Jemkin
temannya
saja.
tumbang dan otomatis dirinya
selamat.
pun akan terkena sandwich. Xvero hilang setelah mengambil satu senjata di arah mid.
88.
Setelah melakukan eliminasi terhadap Spring, Crazy Guy berani
Kanan
untuk
kiri lagi,
smoke.
selesai. Mati
Tapi
Crazy Guy.
kiri kanannya ada pemain dan ditunggu juga oleh Cici. Monyet tersisa sendirian, datang dari tempat yang jauh.
Mau nge-flank juga ada Yosar ya. Jadi Soar.
Udah sih.
Lisoar. Lysor.
Cuman
Lysor.
ya kenapa jadi lama angkanya disamain kelihatan
Siapa aja?
mulus banget ya. Dari
Jadi
4 round
nempel
second half
kita
ya.
tengoknya.
Sengitnya di pistol doang gak sih?
Tapi sekarang ya, entah kenapa gue ngelihat Wolv
Semangat pun pada
makin
RRQ.
ajib coy.
Apa
Maksudnya
ini?
dari
Ya,
stage,
apa
stage,
iya?
Yes. Dari segi
Yes.
comms dan kombonya juga mereka selalu
Iya.
komen kayak simple.
Semangat
88
pada
six.
RRQ.
Tim Wolf ya Recon Flash, UC, maju,
Six.
Guard Redor.
Kayaknya RRQ
Ya,
baru
karena
menang.
mereka mainnya tuh
Belum ada menang bahkan di
semua
TK.
orang
84 ke 88.
Gak ada yang ngebait itu sama sih.
Ya.
Time out ya, Ji?
5 orang perang, dia
Wah,
perang
time out,
berlima.
Time out.
Ya. Pas dapat space baru kayak
Full fight iya.
Time out
gerak
ya?
ke salah satu
Betul, time out.
posisi kayak
Time out,
bisa
time out,
melakukan
Wolf.
flank.
Time out itu.
Time out harus nih dari tim RRQ. Ini round wajib menang, round by.
Harus sebenarnya time out itu di second half. Karena bisa lihat ini main simple banget seperti yang dulu bilang. Wolf
Time out.
execute-nya komit,
Aduh, berapa kali
semuanya
pakai
perang.
time out.
Oke lah, ada yang nge-flank
Jadi orang bilang kayak gitu lah. Ada
Kalau
3
ada
orang
yang
bilang
swing,
kayak
bahas
gitu.
expert yang kedua, yang ketiga dari ini. Gak ada yang akan satu nge-swing
Apa?
Tadi ada orang yang bilang 5 kali pakai time out.
Saya bilang.
Apa kurang tadi? Pas Wolv time out.
Aku nggak tahu.
PRX Gen itu kemarin match 1 PRX sama sekali ada time out loh. Gila kali.
Ayo Lawi, aduh.
Dan wajib didapatkan sekarang. Apakah Douglas Cannon cukup untuk seorang champion? Sepertinya tidak ada.
Lawan siapa ya kira-kira kalau kalah ya?
Cukup untuk champion. Karena atas 3.300 ataupun sorry 1.150 masih aman untuk next. Sekarang cek bersih. Mulai berani untuk jemput.
Wah, penalti Genji nih sama-sama apa sih bakal kena?
RRQ sama seperti Hasan. Tapi setelah sadar, Wolv coba untuk menghindari area B yang memang sudah cukup dalam. First lane-nya tadi diambil oleh RRQ.
Nah, itu mau ngancurin turret timnya cuman dijagain harusnya. Nah,
ya
pecah. Hancur. Jadi udah nggak ada turret timnya, harus ini satu orang yang ngejaga. Dan setup trap di B-mainnya udah dilepas karena tadinya harusnya niatnya kontak.
Nice, aduh.
Trapnya cepet banget ini. Ini Wolv tuh ya. Anggap first kill mereka kalah.
Cepet banget.
Kedua cepet banget. Dan itu udah terbukti berkali-kali. Makanya mereka attack-nya tuh kelihatan lebih nyaman, tau gak sih? Karena kalau lo attack kan lo bisa bawa 5 orang sekaligus, 4 orang sekaligus. Bukan lu yang nembak punya mau kemana gitu, lu yang ngatur lu mau kemana.
Oke. Tapi lu bisa lihat aja cuma jadi gangguan doang. Sifat Vivi cuma jadi bait. Lemparin shock dart, drone tadi. Tapi nyatanya side B lah yang menjadi tujuan. Karena memang sudah ada toxic script juga. Dibentangkan.
Gila, pintar kali cok mereka.
Kali ini belum ada planting. Bener-bener padat banget. Satu pemain low HP. Crazy guy. Post plan dari tim Wolv. Di map sebelumnya 8/8 sempurna. Kali ini mereka ingin membuktikan bahwa masih kuat post plan mereka di map Icebox. Juicy headshot terhadap monyet. Hunter kiri pun dipaksa untuk dikeluarkan. Dan 1 kill didapatkan. Spring yang menjadi korban. Juicy masih berdansa di midnya juga masih ada satu point. Tapi Juicy triple kill. Sudah lebih dari cukup. Dan ini dia.
Ada alarm remuk kan?
Memang defuse dilakukan sudah setengah. Juicy tumbang. Tersisa satu pemain saja dan
timing.
Jiggle cuma ngeliatin senjatanya doang dan siupan Bibi. Begitu nyaman, tenang. Dan itu yang membuat dia bisa mendapatkan poin untuk tim Wolv Esports.
Wow, itu cuman ya di atas kertas itu offline udah susah banget mereka.
Iya, gua sempat bertanya tadi siapa ini commit, terus ngapain ya? Hunter sendiri nggak ada.
Iya.
Kayak
balik lagi ya.
Iya, si Juicy pun ikut ke arah mid juga. Gua kira ada orang lain, tapi ternyata itu buntu.
Mana di benua sekarang ya?
Itu emang cuma buat nyelamatin diri dulu aja.
Itu sebenarnya karena gerakannya skillnya gara-gara mati.
Ya.
Kalau skillnya nggak mati itu Sova nggak akan gerakan kayak gitu sih. Cuma 4 pemain nge-push. 4 pemain dari RRQ. Coba jemput bola di depan main. Ini skenario yang tadi sudah kelihatan, udah kebaca. Jadi orang pertama tertinggal cepat saja lagi-lagi Wolv. Ketika tim fight besar selalu memukuli. Diloncatin sekarang Wolv sendirian di Nest. Ketika ada fight besar 5 lawan 5 komit, Wolv gak pernah rugi, gak pernah kalah. Lu lihat scoreboard sekarang, tadi 8-4 sekarang.
Masalah orang Wolv sudah
8.
Jadi kalau 4 kalau 4-5 lah Bang itu.
Iya. Pemain dari tim RRQ seperti dibaca total.
Tiap menang round diri sampai
perang timnya Wolv sih masalah gila kan sih. Selalu solid ya. Selalu
padat
banget.
OP Jenkin OP.
Jalan
OPA lagi. Mereka CPA
langsung hilang. Langsung ada trade. Sekarang informasi early. Coba untuk dicari.
Kepik-kepiknya.
oleh Syufat Bibi. Mid benar-benar diganggu oleh Spring. Dari arah minimap 4 pemain ke arah side A. Satunya Spring masih coba untuk melakukan flank. Ada satu flash tadi yang connect. JMK dengan operator pun tidak diberi kenyamanan. Ada celah tipis. Juicy coba untuk terus smoke tapi tidak ada siapapun di sana. Drone dikirim untuk menggali informasi dari Kushi. Mentek satu pemain, memang Midnya masih belum gerak. Satu smoke lagi ke arah Pipes. Crazy Guy mulai ada flash. Dikeluarkan Jemkin sekali lagi terkena efek dari DZ tersebut. Apakah Trash ini akan dikeluarkan bersama dengan utility yang lain? Tapi lu bisa lihat Spring udah nyelip. Trash langsung diaktifkan. Langsung bisakah untuk lakukan pembersihan di arah Evan sana? Memang ada satu pemain. Juicy coba untuk bergerak, tapi Crazy Guy di posisi yang cukup terbuka. Nice swing. Juicy Spring bisa mendapatkan masing-masing satu di arah mid. Langsung tumbang memang tangan Jemkin. Keunggulan masih dimiliki oleh tim Wolv Esports. 4 melawan 3.
Ini
Kedua.
satu banget. Desain. Yang triple kill-nya Juicy. Akhirnya tangan monyet tapi 5 tetes darah terakhir.
8.
Masih ada post plan. Recon 2 shock dart molly. It's over. It's Joe over. RRQ. Mereka belum menang sama sekali di second half. Defense mereka ibarat main bola, gak ada yang jadi back. Tinggal sisa kiper doang dari tadi.
Iya, bahkan kipernya nggak apa-apain juga malah.
Kipernya pun gak di gawang.
Iya.
Lu lihat masih ada line up. Masih ada shock dart. Nano dan Juicy main di side di post plan. Selalu bawa 1 kill, 2 kill baru tumbang. 1 kill, 2 kill baru tumbang. Beli waktu lagi berdansa dulu dia di sana. Makin berani buat fight. Ini kayak gini kan nggak beli waktu juga.
Kalaupun gak fight, kalaupun gak mati, dia ngasih damage gede banget. Perannya penting banget UC. Dan yes, time out kedua. Dalam kurun 4 round ini sudah digunakan lagi oleh tim RRQ. Menandakan tim ini sedang tidak baik-baik saja di match pertama map yang kedua. Mungkin map kedua ini di atas kertas bisa dimenangkan oleh tim Wolv Esports kalau keadaannya kayak gini terus. Kalau mereka nggak reset, mereka nggak ada perubahan, tidak ada poin sama sekali untuk tim RRQ di second half. Wolv Esports dari map pertama dan juga map kedua, attack mereka benar-benar rapi.
Ini kelihatan RRQ nggak siap sama gempuran serangan dari para pasukan serigala hitam oren.
Nice.
Jujur, tapi itu oren apa kuning sih, Rek? Masuknya
kuning sih.
Kuning ya?
Kuning. Nggak oren-oren banget soalnya itu.
Mereka benar-benar main kayak kelompok serigala lapar. Udah ketemu musuh, cium bau darah, serbu langsung rame 4 orang, 5 orang. Post plan, berani fight. Sekali ada kontak langsung semua keluar, gak ada yang ngebait. Mereka tahu setiap nyawa pemain temen mereka tuh berharga. Gak boleh ada yang sia-sia matinya. 3 sheriff sekarang dari RRQ. Bermain mix by karena ada monyet yang pakai vandal jaga sendirian di B lagi-lagi. Aksi penjemputan yang udah gagal 3 kali. 2 atau 3 gue lupa. Dicoba lagi.
Kali loh,
Ini apa smoke kayak gini tuh tinggal ditembusin pakai.
Udah 3 kali lo gagal gitu.
Nah,
Masih
gini,
dilakukan.
yang curit udah ketahuan, dipukul mundur lagi usaha push yang berhasil digagalkan
Ini
lagi.
bagian di mid
Belum ada korban, cuman objektif bilang lagi.
Ya.
Cepetnya ada di mid lagi nih ya.
Pengen dapetin first lane tapi nihil dengan posisi tersebut. Xvero menahan dengan turretnya. Spring juga tahu posisinya tidaklah baik. Oke, 2 pemain terkena efek dari DC, bahkan Recon keluar juga. Ini nice info didapetin.
Mati
tumbang oleh Molly dari Yu Chao. Crazy Guy. Entah apa yang tadi terjadi.
Stop nggak sih bro?
Berdempetan dengan rekannya juga. Lagi-lagi skenario
Springnya udah mulai,
sama.
Springnya udah mulai maju.
Kali ini Wolv Esports dapetin kill, cut noise dulu. Lockdown dikeluarkan dan Kushi. Headshot memang, tapi sekarang lockdown juga dipasang.
Taker maju.
Akan melakukan planting di backup dan itu dia. Spring memang dapetin satu, namun Juicy double kill. Lockdown dihancurkan dari tim RRQ. Namun Wolv Esports, lockdown tersebut sempurna. Telah mengusir monyet, tapi masih ada Vandal di tangan monyet.
Juicy lagi-lagi bongkar side dan bahkan dapetin lockdown kill. Monyet sekarang 64 HP. Masih ada screen untuk melakukan tapping terlebih dahulu. Bisakah Half spray? Tap through the screen dari Juicy. 3 kill lagi. Juicy attackernya sih bener-bener kacau.
Kacau. Wadidaw banget ini orang.
Ini posisi udah awkward banget. Waktu udah merah ya. Ini di sini nih tadi. Tiba-tiba Juicy call untuk tabrak dari Wolv, itu suka banget. Dan Juicy deliver. Dapat 2 kill, hancurin lockdown. Lockdown dari Wolvnya pecah. 1 lawan 2. Posisi yang bener-bener selalu bisa diunggulin sama Wolv. Match point sekarang 12-8. Bisa jadi ini akhir dari perjalanan RRQ. Di upper bracket, Juicy lagi membuka kill. Jemkin ter-take down. Di awal ronde lagi-lagi. Mainnya selalu kalah. Belum ada hal baik dari RRQ di second half.
Ya, pemain muda yang satu ini memang sempat kita lihat dari Shen memang berbakat. Sangat. Bisa gue bilang. Usia muda.
Thank you Bang streamnya. Silahkan nonton lagi buat RRQ ya. Di jam 2.
Kita saksikan bagaimana pemuda yang satu ini akan bergerak tapi diusir oleh beberapa utility. Crazy Guy hampir mati part 2 dengan 1 buah molly. Tapi Sifat Bibi monyet mendapatkan 1 kill dan Crazy Guy pun menyusul. Tumbang juga dan Langsung triple kill. Hexfero tersisa di arah belakang. Dan sudah mungkin diketahui Hexfero 1 kill. 1v2 langsung disiplin. Juicy sudah siap terbang. Langsung melakukan follow up. Tapi yang menjadi lawannya adalah Hexfero. Terdengar sudah suara snapnya. Off angle lagi, tidak mau terlalu terburu-buru dari tim Wolv Esports. Dan angle-anglenya banyak yang berbahaya sekali. Dan Hexfero tidak akan bisa untuk menyelamatkan round ini. Dan yes,
besok jam 2
oleh tim Wolv.
Besok RRQ jam 2 harusnya ketemu Fnatic sih.
Anjing ketemu
atau Genji gitu. Abang milih ketemu Fnatic atau Genji? Gue mending pilih Fnatic sih. Jujur aja nih.
Kalah coy, kalah anjir. Aku baru sadar kameraku off tadi. Oke guys, stay here, ikut nonton, bye bye. See you next video.